Howdy, partner, and welcome to episode 10 of my Media Museum's Country and Western 45 RPM vinyl records. And we got a little off track in episode 9. It's because it was at the end of a tub that I had bought, and we had some big band stuff, some swing, and some really not country stuff. But we're getting back into that country and western groove here. B.J. Thomas, hey, won't you play another somebody done somebody wrong song? Now, you don't get much more country than that. That's 1975 for you, and I know that song well. Don't even really dislike it, tell you the truth. That's kind of a good tune. I like it. B-side being a song called City Boys. So there you go. We are back in the swing with the country and western. And here's another one that I really like a lot, and that is Jerry Reed doing When You're Hot, You're Hot, and When You're Not, You're Not. And I do believe that I remember hearing this one along with his Gonna Stop Smoking song on Dr. Demento many years ago. But this is a fun song, and I like Jerry Reed, Smokey and the Bandit. You know, he is a funny guy. So I'm pretty sure I've seen him on Hee Haw a few times too. But the B-side of that one, You've Been Crying Again, from the Nashville Underground album. Notice it's produced by Chet Atkins, so I think that's kind of interesting. You've got Jerry Reed and Chet Atkinson. Atkins. All right. Hit number 9 on the charts in May of 71, according to the person I got these off of notes. Like I said, I went through picking up here in episode 10. We're doing a lot of 45s that I pulled out of the previous 11 plus boxes that I've already been through. Pulling out the country and westerns and setting them aside. So that's the stack I've got here. Probably take us about 3 episodes to get through those. Then we'll get back to some rock and rolling. But here we've got the Dirt Band doing An American Dream. And I'm pretty sure I'm correct in saying that that's the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. At one time just going by the Dirt Band. But they hit number 13 on the charts in January of 1980 with the song An American Dream. And on the B-side here, we got Take Me Back. And you can see just how clean, how nice that vinyl is. Looks like the day it was made. So next up, we've got Anne Murray. Now, some might consider her pop, but I think she was a country and western artist. But yeah, it's kind of borderline there. But she hit number 8 in August of 1970 with a song called Snowbird. And on the B-side of that particular platter, we've got Put Your Hand in the Hand. So I wonder if that's Put Your Hand in the Hand of the Man Who... Da, 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 da. I think that was more gospel, but maybe not. It might not even be the same song, but that's what comes to mind. I remember singing that as a kid in school. But since that's from... did we have a year on that one? I thought, yeah, 1970. I could have definitely sang that in elementary school. So here we've got Anne Murray again with Shadows in the Moonlight from her LP New Kind of Feeling. Hit number 25 in the charts in June of 1979. And the B-side of this one is a song called Yucatan Cafe. Hey, you should be proud of me. I actually was able to pronounce Yucatan. I'm pretty sure I got it right too. But that looks like a difficult word to figure out if it's not one that you're familiar with. So, next up, this is an interesting one that I wanted to put on and give it a spin, but I haven't made it there yet. Tennessee Birdwalk by Jack Blanchard and Misty Morgan. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Nice little wayside, distributed by Smash Records, Mercury, division of Mercury. So this one hit number 23 apparently in March of 1970. Produced by Little Rich Johnson. So I don't know any of these names, but Tennessee Birdwalk does sound like an interesting song. I think it might be an instrumental. But I don't know for sure. So B-side of that was a song called The Clock of St. James. And here's my little info tag from the guy that I got this one off of. You can all tell those all came out of box 11, which we recently filmed and put up on the channel. Yeah, you'll recognize those little notepads and stuff. I had filmed episode 1 and 2 of this series of country and western 45 RPMs. All came out of that box 11, actually, or mostly, I should say mostly came out of that box 11. I think there were a few scragglers from here and there too in those 2 videos. But now we're moving on to Billy Joe Royal, doing a song called Steal Away from his album Down in the Boondocks, August of 1965. So he goes back farther than what I thought he did, and man, doesn't that look beautiful. Of course, this is a reissue. That's the dead giveaway there when they've got it dated originally. They didn't date them like that when it first came out, so this is a Columbia reissue. B-side being a song called I Knew You When. From the same album, so quite possibly this might have been one of those reissues where they kept it true to the original and had the same A and B sides. That's not always the case. A lot of times they'll take 2 A's for a reissue and you'll get a double A side, or they might even change that B side to a different song completely. But in this particular case, it looks like that might be just like the original. I don't know, we'd have to get the original and compare them to see. So here's another Billy Joe Royal here, and it says we hit number 9 in July of 65 with this one, and it's Down in the Boondocks. So here we've got credit to the album Down in the Boondocks, and here we've got the actual song. So May of 65, this one came before the other one, which was dated August of 65. And let's see what's on the B side of this, because this one's actually kind of interesting because it's clearly marked as a reissue, as a Columbia Hall of Fame, whereas that first one, which is clearly a reissue, isn't marked as a Hall of Fame. It's just the Columbia label. So kind of interesting how they did that. They're saying this one hit number 15 in November of 69, Cherry Hill Park. So this is one of those double A sides. You know, it's you got a number 9 charter on one side and a number 15 charter on the other. That was definitely 2 A sides reissued for that. Next up, we've got Cheryl Lynn, Come In From the Rain. And there again, this is another one of those that I'm guessing she's country. May not be. The B-side of Cheryl Lynn's beautiful looking piece of plastic here is Got to Be Real. And I know you can call it wax, vinyl, plastic, there's a number of ways to refer to these discs. I tend to call them by all the names. It depends on my mood at that given moment in time, you know. So, next up, we've got a RCA Gold Samson. You might notice I haven't been showing these sleeves too well detailed here in this series of videos because I've done so many of them. If I come across a sleeve that's uncommon or rare that we haven't seen, I will definitely take the time to document it and show it to you. But these, they're standard stuff that I've filmed and discussed numerous times. If you go to the channel, there's over 400 videos on the channel at this point in time. And a good chunk of them are the 45 RPM vinyls because I have enjoyed filming those and talking about those so much. Excuse me. And so here we got Jim Reeves doing a song called Am I Losing You? And again, we've got Chet Atkins producing there. So he's done a lot of production work, I guess. I know him as a performer. I'm pretty sure that I've seen him on Hee Haw. But anyways, here he is a producer, and he did Jim Reeves' He'll Have to Go as well as the other side. Now this is a gold standard, so there again, this could be 2As, we don't know. It's a reissue, and we're talking about an artist and songs that I'm not familiar with. So this could be 2A sides plopped together on a new platter and re-released under the gold standard. Which is, they did that a lot. The RCA did that quite a bit with doubling up A-sides on their re-releases. Here again, we've got Jim Reeves doing Four Walls, which might actually be a song that I might recognize if I drop the needle on it. But here at least we've got dates of recording, February 7th, 1957. So we're going back all the way to the 50s here with this one. But it's a gold standard, so it is clearly a reissue. And the backside here may very well not have been the backside on the original. This one says recorded April 21st, 1956, so we're even a little bit older. I was going off of the catalog numbers to try and determine what was the A and B side. If we went by the recording date, it would have definitely been Bimbo being the A side, but you can't necessarily go by those recording dates. And like I said, I was going off the catalog numbers to try and determine A and B side. It can be tough without doing a whole bunch of research. Now, just as I was discussing about the sleeves and flying through them, here's a sleeve that is very uncommon. I have not seen this sleeve before that I recall. It's not to say that I haven't had one, but it's not one that I've seen enough times to remember it. And what a nice, cool design they've got there on that. I like that. That's pretty nifty. It is the same on both sides, so we won't get too carried away scrolling around that side. But we do have the vinyl that matches. So we've got Porter Wagner here. And yeah, Porter Wagner, I definitely remember seeing him on Heat Hall, and he had this outfit on with all these mirror cutouts on it, and I remember him reflecting like a disco ball. But here we've got The Alley from the album Skid Row Joe, Down in the Alley. Notice, written by Dolly Parton. Isn't that interesting? And on the flip side of this one, which I could have the A and B's backwards, hard to tell, but Porter Wagner again doing a Dolly Parton song, The Last One to Touch Me. Again, credited to being written by Dolly Parton. Isn't that cool? And I love Dolly. As an actress, not much of a fan of her music because I'm just not into country and western, but as an actress, I love Dolly. She did a lot of great stuff. So we've come to the end of this episode. Hope you come on back for part 11. We'll see you then.